Hey everybody. Hey everybody, we are back. This is my second live today. I don't know for you, Ismael. How's it going over there?
Actually, on my end, I am taking some time off from streaming. Since last Saturday. I think last Saturday I did my last live just for about a couple of weeks or so. I'm just taking a short period to
Yeah.
recharge, to relax, and to really just go back into my man cave where I'm able to connect.
Yeah.
I would call it. But you know what? We are going to be at a quantum summit, and so I guess we want to talk
Yes.
about
Definitely, yeah. So that's one of the reasons I reached out because, our buddy Mel Carmine,
that.
he invited both of us. And I'm so happy that you are able to now go. It's going to be a lot of fun. So, guys, it's going to be even more fun now because Ishmael's going to be there. So, and Mel dropped the price down. It's $199 only now. Quantum Summit 1776.com. That's where you're going to want to go, but we will be there, and then lots of great speakers. So I'm going to share the screen. So this is Mel's website, and yeah, lots of great speakers. Let's go over there and take a look. It's hard to remember everybody. There's so many good ones, but wow, even Michael
Michael Jaco,
Jaco.
huh? It's going to be
Yeah.
great seeing Michael Jaco.
Yeah, he's so sweet. He's such a good man. Love him. Louis Herms.
Louis
Just
Herman.
all. Yeah,
Is
love
that
him too.
JFK Jr.? I'm just kidding.
I know, right? I think it could be. I better
Imagine if
post
he
some.
shows up, if he like surprises everybody, or
Yeah,
he masked himself.
you never know. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. You just have no idea with these, especially if Mel's running the show. You have no idea that, he very well could show up. You just have no idea. But yeah, great people for sure. Yeah, so it's going to be real exciting. But yeah, they've got your picture up there. Awesome. So yeah. So yeah, you're coming. This is awesome. So anything you want to share? You're going to be speaking. So tell us
I
a little.
am. I am. I every time I do a presentation at these conferences, what I do is I give a thorough PowerPoint presentation, giving people a visual of what the cosmic infrastructure is, explaining the different dimensions and the different cosmic races and advanced civilizations that exist, all the way from a Type 1 to a Type 5, and how they correspond to the different density fields and belts of existence that stem from the worlds of what we call the terrestrial worlds of matter to the etheric worlds of etheric matter, which is the in-between point between eternity and the finite. And then, of course, as we go into the higher dimensions, how there are intelligences that exist all the way up in the eternal spheres, which is awesome. So like it gives me an opportunity to like break everything down for people to actually see the illustration. And of course, I do give a brief explanation of the cosmic history, going back to about 950 billion years ago. So yeah, it's going to be a really neat PowerPoint presentation. All the feedback that I've gotten so far from breaking this down at the Conscious Life Expo, New Living Expo, has just been like, how do you know all this? Because I also go over the different intergalactic councils, the difference between the Council of 9, the Council of 12, the 24, the Council of 5, the different commanders that are all kind of assisting Commander Valiant Thor and Commander Corinder, who are the head of the Venusian Council, working under the direction of the Jupiter Command, and how it's just all being divinely orchestrated. this great shift in human consciousness that's taking place here on Mother Earth. So yeah, it's going to be neat.
It will, and yeah, you're gonna break it down for us because it's hard to understand, but with a PowerPoint, that's a great idea. So thank you for that. I'll be paying attention. Yeah, that'll be so good. So all of you out there, you guys, I encourage you guys come to Cape Canaveral. It's beautiful there. It's not far from where I am actually, but I will be there. Ishmael's gonna be there. Mel, all the good ones, all the great speakers. So yeah, come on down. It's gonna be a great time. Also, I have to mention, are you gonna have any of your books like on site to buy?
Absolutely. I'm going to actually have Our Cosmic Origin, but the new edition, the one with the additional chapter. So I will be signing, I'm going to be offering signed copies rather with pictures. So I'm going to be there, of course.
Yeah. Oh, that's even more incentive, you guys. Yep, the autograph. Perfect. Well, you're getting a lot of love in the chat. Everyone's saying hello. So we're gonna answer some of their questions, guys. We're gonna keep the show
Oh yeah,
a little
we can
short.
answer questions.
Yeah, let's get some questions going for them. Before the show started, so immortality. You have a great video, beautiful video on your website. Our cosmic, it's cosmicorigin.com. Is that correct?
www.ourcosmicorigin.com. But yeah, you're right.
Okay, yes. Okay. Yeah. So on his website, guys, beautiful video explaining this. But can you give us a little bit right now about your take on immortality and how to activate the gene?
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Well, there are two types of immortality. There is the authentic, original spiritual immortality, which is us as eternal sparks of the one infinite creator, of the one infinite light that forever, burns, forever lives. It's self-generated, all-powerful, all-knowing, exactly the way every religion or ancient text describes it. And it's also, there is physical immortality, which is achieved when a species begins to integrate their light body or their spirit, and they begin infusing that into their physical body through the raising of vibration and frequency. We raise our atomic nucleus structure, and our body becomes less dense, allowing our body to absorb and anchor in more of those of the light body. And so immortality in the physical is only achieved, of course, when we begin to anchor in and integrate the light body, which is the celestial eternal body, right? It's our Christed body. I mean, there's so many terms to describe this. Our everlasting body. And get this, Kristen, they even talk about this in the Bible. It's called our celestial body.
Oh.
So immortality is integrating our celestial body with our physical body in order to transmute our physical body into a higher molecular structure or vibration, allowing our physical body to become less dense and yet more ethereal, but yet still physical. And when that happens, our physical body begins to live for thousands, or begins to self-regenerate. See, we live in a holographic, holistic, integrated creation.
Yes.
So if the universe, if God, if the fountain of all eternity, right, the fountain of all, everything that exists comes from this eternal source, foundation. If that is eternal, and if we are sparks of that, therefore, by virtue of that, we are also eternal. So,
True.
Immortality is also remembering that we are experiencing a human expression, that we are not these crude, vehicles or avatars, but at the same time, we're using these avatars to begin the integration process. See, this is where I differ from the Gnostics. The Gnostics have this dualistic understanding that the body was made to entrap the spirit and the soul, and that the only way to liberate ourselves from this dimension is to leave the body. And to me, that is incorrect. I think there was some sort of tampering there with the Gnostic text. The original esoteric, and then also as backed by anthroposophy and anthroposophy, Rudolf Steiner, I'm sorry, it is believed that the body is actually essential, and that we're living in a time where the body is supposed to eventually merge with the eternal part of ourselves, therefore making us mortal. And when you come to the understanding that according to science, that there are 10 strands of DNA that are disconnected, therefore implying that about 94% of our genetic material is inactive, then you start to wonder if perhaps that other 94% of our, untapped genetic potential is really where our lifespan and the idea of living forever, or eventually, of course, we do go in increments, or we begin to use crystalline genetic structure the longer we live. And then, of course, once we use absolute crystalline structure, then at that point we just transition or transform our bodies and morph into whatever it is that we want. We don't really never die. But the whole point is that we do have these crystalline genetics dormant within our DNA. Therefore, humanity has the ability of living forever in the physical form. That's the whole point. So, I've always been kind of intrigued by that concept from the idea of vampires, and the idea of like sorcerers and wizards, and not necessarily also sorcerers and wizards, but even learning about mythology and learning about how these deities of ancient times, who were really extraterrestrials, now that we have knowledge of scientific, now that we have the scientific understanding of things, we come to understand that they are just extraterrestrials. But we come to understand that there are different, that immortality, it does exist, and it's really directly related to how much light body we are anchoring in or activating. I don't know if that makes any sense, but
It
it's all
does.
about
Yep.
light. Yeah, the light body is really where our original conscience came from, and that's one of the things that I like to talk about in my book, Our Cosmic Origin, is the idea that we all began as wholesome light beings of light, that we started off as pure consciousness, as cosmic intelligences, and we've been kind of through a process of involution, right? We went from wholesome beings to like different parts, to like we
Sure.
branched out into different parts, and then each part continued branching out. And so ultimately, that's what we are down here. It's like we're like the final branch in this factorization process that began from the higher dimensions.
Exactly. Yeah. And they were trying to suppress us and keep us from that knowledge. But we've got you and some others, but you are really, you dived into it and now you are spreading it worldwide to help everyone understand this. So that's the beauty of it. But yeah, we are living a human experience. It's all just an experience. But wow, awesome. Well, we have a lot of questions in the chat. I did notice one about solar flares. So I don't believe we necessarily need a solar flare in order to, for the to be immortal. That's not really what you were saying, but I do want to address that in the chat if you want to elaborate more on that.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the way in ancient times and throughout all of history, there are stories of these ascended beings, these adepts that have actually achieved immortality through, again, the process of ascension, which is the integration of light, body, and matter, allowing them to become less dense. And these are like, the masters and the adepts and the mystics of the Great White Brotherhood. So, yes, it could be achievable without the solar flash. However, right now, we are living in a time where, for the first time in the history, you could say, or for the first time in 26,000 years, the entire planet will be ascending. And so, for those that are ready, for those that are doing the spiritual work, for those that are doing the clearing, they're going to go for a free ride. They're going to be able to activate their light body and therefore reactivate their dormant genes, right, and begin to live for thousands and thousands of years again. And
Nice.
again, that's another metaphor that, again, I'm not religious, but that's another metaphor that was actually described in the many holy books. That
Nice.
we would come that even mortality is an experimental phase. It is like a fractal or a moment in the eternal tapestry of time. In other words.
Yep, I believe that. So yeah, I mean, and yeah, and some of those metaphors in the like the Bible and other books too. Yeah, there's some good stuff in there. Not all of it is false and tampered with, but that I do believe. So that's
Absolutely.
great. Yeah.
When it talks about the law of attraction in an indirect way,
Yep.
there's several passages in the Bible that refer to, how to properly use your thoughts and your emotions and then really believe it, and having faith of a mustard seed. I mean, these are all metaphors describing how powerful our human mind is if we really, really use it.
Yeah, exactly. And let's see, we have another one. Brian Chapman. Can a person not get symptoms of ascension and still ascend?
Absolutely. It is believed that those that are not feeling like physical symptoms is because those are the people that have cleared a lot of emotional blockages, a lot of, they've done a lot of internal work. And so they're allowing a higher influx of frequencies to flood their bodies. So they're undergoing a smooth transition. So there is a reason why people have ascension symptoms, because our bodies are being purged on many levels of reality. On a physical level, our body is cleaning our biological vessel from all the what they call zombie cells and all the unwanted, like cells that are no longer active and alive, that are just taking up energy. Old programmings. We're shedding old programs. We're shedding old, you could say, toxins that have been developed from all the poisoning that the Kabbalah has had implemented in the course of the last, 80 years. So on a spiritual level, so yeah, of course, these ascension symptoms are the result of cleaning. We're basically, our bodies are being purified. I guess that's the best way to answer it.
Yeah, no, makes total sense. And yes, totally, totally possible. A lot of us don't have any symptoms and you're still ascending as long as you're taking care of yourself and you're spiritual. Yes, definitely. Yep. And here's another. So this one's a little bit of a different topic, which I love. It's from Bill C. What will be the standard mode of traveling between Earth, other planets, galaxies, universes? Any updates from your galactic council on this?
Well, as we refuse and reactivate our light body, which is what many extraterrestrial civilizations refer to as the internal technology, um, we're probably going to be using our own light body to traverse the different dimensional planes. So we're going to be able to travel between planets through the usage of our light body Merkaba. It's our energetic vehicle that allows us to pretty much conform to the laws of quantum physics, which is exemplified by entanglement. We could be everywhere at once, so we're going to be able to project ourselves to any point, any coordinate in the cosmos, and just by mere thought, just like an email, we're going to be able to use our light body to pretty much dematerialize ourselves as a particle in a particular point or coordinate, and then rematerialize wherever our destination is in another particular coordinate or point, just like the way an email works. So I think that as we move into the fifth dimension and above, and we begin to only utilize the internal technology, we're going to be able to do things that the average person would consider supernatural. So this is using our internal technology to actually teleport without giving into external technology, because again, there is going to be a timeline where they're going to be using external gadgets that are also going to be allowing people to teleport from one planet, one system to the next, one part of the galaxy to the next, and we want to be careful with that as well.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I was actually going to ask you about that. Now, technology and so many things are advancing. Some of it is dark still, and some of it, I don't know. But what do you feel? Is there a threat to humanity regarding AI technology right now?
That is a very good question, and I am sure, Kristen, that everybody is wondering about that. Like, I think at this point, even like, who isn't concerned about the emergence of AI? Let's just face it. Like, who isn't? It's in our face every day. People are getting involved with it every day. It is a new way of making money. I see how there's a lot of advertising regarding the usage of AI to build your business, to become an entrepreneur, to build your empire, whatever. And how they're trying to implement that in the minds of everyone, that the more we use AI, the more we are going to eventually surpass everyone else in society, because that's going to be the future, they say. But also bear in mind that when we begin to get ourselves involved with that, we're actually building a relationship with the machine. We're actually giving ourselves more of who we are to the machine that we are working with. So, and when you do that, it leads to other things. It leads to eventually you wanting to become augmented or be part or be part of a virtual metaverse reality where you will begin to want to like create an avatar self. So there are dangers with that. And to answer your question, no, there is no threat, because there is going to be a split in timelines that is going to completely separate the technocratic, I guess I call it a dystopia, but the idea that on one probable reality, Earth is heading into some sort of smart global Internet of Things everywhere, and eventually AI becomes part of humans. You've heard of CRISPR, right? Gene editing, and how through CRISPR they're going to be able to augment people, and there's going to be Homo Borg rising, and it's like augment, which aren't going to take the mark of the beast, are going to be like the outcast. I mean, there's so many probabilities, but that's a negative timeline. That timeline is not going to exist in the positive Earth timeline. And I talked about how the positive timeline is going to be separated. See, right now they're merging into 3. It was like 12, but then they collapsed into 3. There is a middle timeline, by the way. I've mentioned this a few months ago, where it's going to be both. But there's going to be the opposite of the technocratic timeline is going to be the organic new Earth timeline, and that's where the righteous, the spiritual people, those that have cultivated and fully understood what unity consciousness is all about, are heading into, you know.
Yes.
So yeah, there's going to be a split. So we don't have to worry about it, you know, because of the fact that our frequency is not matching the frequency of the transhumanist timeline.
Yes, and just like we always say, you create your own reality. So, yep.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. So very good. That was awesome. Let's see. Yeah, Universal 8, we kind of just addressed that, you know, different timeline. They will just remain in that timeline. So they're asking what will happen to the 3D people when we ascend to 5D.
From what I've understood was because our Earth is shifting into the second harmonic field universe, which is dimensions 4, 5, and 6. There is going to be a place for those that are not ready to go into the fifth dimension. They're going to actually be able to qualify for the fourth dimension. And in the fourth dimension, it's still going to be a better world than this one. That world is not going to be integrated or dominated by artificial intelligence. It's going to be a type 1 interplanetary civilization where all of these hidden technologies that the shadow government has been concealing from the masses for 80 years is going to be given back to the people. Free energy. We're going to go back to the quantum technology, which incorporates the QFS. Anti-gravity aircraft, like a Jetsons type of futuristic society, you could say.
Yeah.
But that's going to be existing in the fourth dimension, where society is going to be free from the cabal and literally living in a Star Trek type of interplanetary civilization where we're going to be beginning to see the beginning few years of interacting with other positive races from other solar systems. As the Earth, becomes part of the what is known as the Galactic Alliance of Worlds now. Now that's what it's called.
Perfect. Yes. Yeah. Makes sense. Definitely. And I see a lot of questions out there, guys, about the solar flash. So let's just ask right now. 2025, are you thinking? Or are you thinking 2024? And major grid down.
Well, I'm just basing it on what NOAA is registering as when solar maximum takes place. NOAA is the facility that measures and monitors the geomagnetic radiations, what we call the solar flares that are coming from the sun, from the sun's magnetic core, heading towards the Earth. I don't know if you guys ever heard of it, but based on what they're saying, and also because of the fact that we're already past the midpoint between the solar cycle. We're going to be entering maximum by the end of this year and by the beginning of 2025. So I think, what's going to be happening in November is going to, everything's going to change. I think everything's going to be heading into some sort of climatic moment of some kind. But based on that, I think maybe the beginning of 2025, because it has to happen within solar maximum. It can't be in solar minimum. It has to be when the sun is exerting and releasing a very powerful influx of geomagnetic radiation. So,
okay. I think so. Feels right. I'm gonna go with that. Yep. And then here's one that's a different topic, but it's about our president, Donald J. Trump. Now, I want to know your opinion. When do you think he's coming back?
The truth is, and some of you might be challenged if I say this, is that he never stopped being our president.
Right.
This is where in the private sector, there was a split between the neocons that controlled the corporate, America, and then those that that restored back our Constitution. So there was a split in military, but he got most of it. I think he got 75 or 80% of the military. So he is the chief and commander. So, but to answer your question, he will return in November, and the road has been secured for him because of the fact that whoever wins between him and Brandon will, believe it or not, guys, will have an effect on the entire galaxy and on the entire universe. And so right now, you could say all the forces of light from every level of reality are all working together to ensure that 45 gets a second term to finish what he was told to do, because he is a front man, by the way.
Yeah.
the whole international clique known as the Earth Alliance, they have their own secret societies, guys. They have their own levels of clearance, and so Trump doesn't really, he's kind of like what the cabal has been for the last few hundred years to the real movers and shakers. He's just the front man. Again, he's got a lot of knowledge. But put it this way, his uncle John was more of an insider and had more clearance from the highest level. He had more clearance to the highest levels of classified or highly classified information when it came to the Earth Alliance, because he was already working with time travel, as you know probably.
Yeah, he definitely was. Yeah, very galactic for sure.
So he's definitely returning.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No doubt. No doubt. It's just fun to ask a lot of our fellow influencers, what their opinions are. I love it.
Okay, let me just put it this way, Soltra.
Sure.
Check this out. If Brandon were to win, which is not happening in the positive timeline, all right? I've already said we're on the positive timeline. You realize that would allow all the negative ETs to regain control of the entire galaxy from the Galactic Federation of Worlds and Federation of Free Councils. I mean, that would totally, that would kind of bring us back into a negative universe where the Draconians won the war at the galactic level. So that's why it's very important that 45 comes back, because that will also help maintain the positive timeline where the positive galactics won the war against the Draconian Empire.
Yes. Well said, for sure. Definitely. Yeah, I'm looking in the chat. I'm going to pull another one, guys. Meanwhile, I'm going to look here. So what is your White Hat Earth Alliance update? What do you have for us today?
Well, as of the 8th of April, there was a major, you could say, due to the Mandela effect, due to the fact that for over 25 years, the Dark Cats have been misusing the Hadron Collider to bring us into an alternative negative timeline, which caused a lot of things in the past to change. We were jumping from one parallel Earth reality to another parallel Earth reality, like a lot, to the point where they took us off track from a positive timeline, okay? Because that was part of their agenda. Besides trying to open up portals to allow some dark entities to come in, which again, those portals were blocked by the Guardians of Higher Dimensions. But because they did that, because of the fact that they try to alter the positive timeline, as of the 8th of April, by using the solar eclipse energies, the White Hats were able to use CERN, so they're the ones who activated CERN, actually. I know some of you might be shocked, in order to collapse everything back to the positive organic timeline so that we could have the Great Awakening, and so that 45 could come back.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something that happened in the last 2 months. And also within the last 2 months, another thing that took place, and this explains why the Royals, something's happening with the Royals, right?
Yeah.
They had to sign a treaty of surrender as well, because they were cornered. They were cornered. So as of a month ago, they even lit up the Empire State Building in green, which is an indicator letting the whole White Hat team to it's go time. So so definitely you could say that the good guys have stripped all the advanced alien technologies away from the Dark Cats, including HARP, which was again another advanced secret technology that was developed by DARPA in order to use for the dark forces, for all kinds of stuff, weather modification, including mind control through frequencies and all those things that they set up. I'm not going to mention it here, but the towers.
Yeah,
all that stuff
exactly.
was designed as a weapon against us, but all that stuff has been neutralized.
Yes, I believe that too, for sure. It's neutralized. It's all in preparation. It's all going to be good, going forward. I do believe that.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And then I would like to share your website, so I'm going to hold that up, guys. You guys check out Ismael's website. Also, all the links, the link for his book, his new book as well. It's actually your old book, but you brought forward.
But yeah, I had to republish it because there's so much information in that book.
Yeah, so awesome, guys. You need to check it out. The link is out there. Moderators, if you would like to, go ahead and share the link in the chat now if you would like. But it is actually already underneath this video in the description. So make sure you guys order it. It's a great one. I have it, I still need to read all of it. I've got halfway through though, and it's amazing. It's hard to put it down though once you start. I notice.
Yeah, that's what I heard. That even
Yeah,
this one is more digestible than our cosmic origin.
I think so. It's I don't know. I was out here actually. I read on Sundays. I come out here on my porch and I couldn't put it down, and then before I knew it, like 2 hours went by.
Mhm.
It was amazing. So it's really good, guys. Check it out. Also, your classes that you have on there. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Sure, sure. So my classes are designed to help you remember who you are, your galactic heritage, by explaining the intergalactic and cosmic history of the multiverse, exploring the many dimensions and the realms, all the way to the 12. I go over um, ancient advanced civilizations. We go over the entire galactic history, the different phases of the cosmic war, in order to understand what's happening here on Earth. At the end of the course, I teach you guys my 2 techniques that allowed me to become multidimensional. So that is something that a lot of my students look forward to. Is by implementing these techniques, you guys will be able to also access your own Akashic records and, of course, have that direct connection to your galactic or higher self, your future self.
Yes.
That's how many names to describe it.
Definitely. Very cool. Amazing website. Awesome. So you guys check that all out. The links are in the description. And
Thank
yeah,
you. So, since you've already read the first few chapters, what do you think so far?
I love it. I really wanted to take more time with it too. So the next time I have you on, I want to like really write down some questions. Today was a busy day, or I would have done it today. But I am intrigued. I'm intrigued, and I feel that you're right on with all of it. Like as an intuitive myself, I feel it. It's you were very passionate when you wrote it. You know you know your stuff.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I mean,
Hmm.
there's just so much that entails this, this battle between good and evil. It goes beyond what we call the political structure of society. It goes beyond the republic versus fascism. I mean, it
Yeah.
goes into ideology. For instance, the White Hats have always believed that mankind was a divine being, and that right now we are in a fallen state, and the only way we could ever be get back to our original status as immortal divine beings is through the proper educational system and the proper living conditions where we don't worry or stress about paying bills or rent, where everything's included, and all we do is cultivate our talents and our ideas and our gifts, kind of like what the White Hats are doing now with the redemption programs, and how everyone's going to get a chance to execute their humanitarian project. And that's exactly what the White Hats always believed, and that explains why throughout history we've seen moments that were influenced by the White Hats, where they were moments of prosperity, and a scientific and spiritual progression, where science and spirituality were working together as opposed to against each other, where they were building beautiful cultures that flourished in the arts and science and poetry, philosophy. I mean, these were the moments of the golden age, the moments of the golden ages, and these moments are a testament to the work and the existence of the White Hats for throughout all of history. And that's one of the things that I talk about in the Secret Government is the history of both brotherhoods, the Dark Hats and the White Hats, and what made them so different in their ultimate battle for the control of the earth.
Sorry, my mic was muted. I'm dodging moths out here or something. But yeah, no, it's
another thing I wanted to mention is that the current Pope has been replaced. The reason that the Vatican had a hearing regarding the supernatural and ETs and APU within the last week is because the Pope that is currently in the Vatican is actually a clone that was put there by the Earth Alliance. So he's not the old Pope. The old Pope would have never talked about ETs. So yeah, this Pope has been replaced. He's a clone. He's not the real Pope. So everything is gearing towards disclosure by 2025, no later than 2026. I mean, they really, really want to push and introduce us to the galactic community very, very soon.
Yeah, you're right. The real one wouldn't know anything about that. No, and I think this one, the clone now, I think that one's going to be wiped out too. They're going to take him out.
Oh yeah, because he's programmed to do what he has to do, and then once he's done what he has to do, because right now the Earth Alliance controls everything. The White Hats are in absolute control of everything. So they're
Yep.
running the whole show. They're just allowing for the final, script to play, which is the last part of the script to play. And of course, as we are also rearranging in terms of the astrological movement of the Earth in reference to the stars and the galactic core, that will usher in a whole new era, which is going to allow the white hats to pretty much implement, a better world for the rest of us.
Exactly. I believe it. It's
They
happening.
still have to like have respect for the zodiac, and I think the age of Aquarius actually begins in 2025, from what I understand.
Yes, it does actually. And that's I do feel we're kind of already implementing it as a collective, but yeah, it's going to take off. 2025 I think is going to be amazing. 2024 I think is more about justice. Justice will be served. We're going to see it. We're going to get our Trump publicly back. We know he is back, but I feel publicly, yes, November. Hopefully sooner. These bugs better leave me alone. They're everywhere. But anyways, it's the light. That's what they want, the light.
Absolutely.
It's the dark versus the light out here. But anyways, is there anything that you would like to tell the collective as a message, as a spiritual message for them, for just humanity?
Well, the only message I have is just to hang in there, because things could be a little challenging for everyone right now. Everything's going under a purge, collectively, individually. So everyone's being forced to face their shadows at this time. So just face them wisely, with grace, and know that as you do so, it's going to be a lot easier for you to activate and elevate yourself into a higher frequency.
Very good. Yes. There you go, guys. That is a beautiful message from Ismael Perez. And you guys, don't forget, if you can, please make it to Cape Canaveral. We would both love to see all of you. So be awesome. And I'll be signing my tarot cards as well. So I will bring some of those with me. I just launched, I don't think you saw, but I launched my own tarot deck, designed and everything. So I'll show you those in person, but they're beautiful. So I'll be signing those too.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, I just launched them on the 22nd. So they're beautiful. Yep.
Oh, good for you.
Thank you. Yeah, so we'll both be there. You've got your book. I've got the cards. It's going to be awesome.
We could probably take a couple more questions.
Okay. Yeah, you have time? You're okay?
Yeah. I still have like 3-4 minutes.
All right, perfect. Yeah, I saw another one. Let's see. So about the EE systems. So yeah, this is perfect because that's where we're going, to Mel's, systems. Will the use of EE system help us to prepare for ascension?
Well, it definitely helps, because it's restoring your original frequency back to, I think, is it 580 or 670 hertz?
580.
You remember what those frequencies? 580 and above. Yeah. See, 580 is the original vibration where our body is executing perfect health, longevity, no illnesses, no diseases. So again, based on Rife technology, it is you could say, a stepping stone into med technology. So it's definitely something, it definitely helps, in other words.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And I'm actually wearing my EE system, protecting myself from all the harmful radiation.
Yeah, beautiful. Yes, and I think Mel has those on site, I believe. Mm-hmm. He has something just similar. Beautiful though. Awesome. Great question for sure. And hopefully you can join us at the EE systems. It'd be awesome. Let's see what else is out there. Will we see Tartarian buildings in New Earth?
Absolutely, yes. Again, all of the different civilizations, all the mythical, legendary civilizations that we read about that have recently been restored back to our consciousness via the times that we're living in, right? The conversion of timelines, they're all going to snap back into reality. Again, they never left existence. It's just that our vibration didn't match their vibration anymore. So we kind of went into a different frequency. But all that, as we move up into the higher dimensional Earths, all of those advanced civilizations that existed, where humanity lived in cooperation, where they had living, trustable, technology that was used for the benefit of all, that was free, that was advanced in a way, is all coming back. Absolutely, it's all coming back.
Yes, good. That's awesome. Oh, yeah, this is a good question. I get asked this a lot, so I really would like you to answer it this time. Um, the meditating, like those videos, you find them all over YouTube, but the meditations, 528 hertz, it does heal the body. But what is your take on it? What about all the videos out there? Some of them are probably not legit. What is your take on that?
I would say always check with your intuition first.
Yep.
Check with your intuition, see what vibes and what doesn't vibe. And this also applies to, like, picking up any crystal, amulet, a tarot deck, anything.
Yep.
Just make sure that you are resonating and vibing with it. If there's a connection there, then get it. It's meant to be.
Exactly. You guys use your discernment. We talk about this all the time. But yes, great question. Let's see. Are you able to see the chat on your end?
I am actually.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, I'm reading some of the comments.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, you can. If you see anything, go for it.
So I do see a super chat from Teresa. We just want to thank her for that.
Aw, Teresa. Yes, here it is. Thank you so much. Sometimes I don't see them, but thank you very much. Beautiful. We appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, you guys are awesome. Thank you all for being here for sure. I'm looking for more questions. I guess you guys don't have any more questions, huh? Awesome. But anyways, yeah, just Quantum Summit. I am just pumped because it's coming up. It's just in a couple weeks from now. Wow. But we will be there. Is there anything else that you would like to share?
Yes, I'm also going to be in San Diego July 7th. For those that live in San Diego, Southern California, I'm going to be presenting at the Starseed Conference. And as of 2 days ago, I was invited to speak over at the Mount Shasta Conference, I believe the second week of July, over in Mount Shasta area.
Wow, nice.
That's announcements to come.
Cool. Well, it seems like you're always kind of on a little tour, aren't you?
Well, I'm trying to connect with the community as much as I can. Yep. So, yeah.
That's beautiful. Yeah. Well, awesome. Yes. Very blessed, that we're able to do what we love, definitely. So, yeah, beautiful, inspiring, too, for everybody. And your book, too. I want to let the public know, if you don't have, both books you should have, because they both are amazing, but it's inspirational that you did it, that you actually did it. So it's awesome. So thank you for the information that you're throwing out there. We appreciate it.
Thank you. It's a great honor to serve and share information at this time.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I see another question, and I think this might be our last one, only because these bugs are dive-bombing me out. But yeah, it's about the moon. So there's a lot of talk. Whoops, not that one. Sorry, guys. This one. It's about the moon. So I get asked a lot, is it going to disappear? Is it fake? Like, what's up with the moon, Ismael?
Well, it's going to be restructured. Well, it's already in the process of being restructured, actually, by the Intergalactic Alliance and Space Force that are working together up in space. So it's going to be used in the fourth the Earth when we become part of a Star Trek civilization. The Earth is going to be more of a space station for us, where we're going to use it to put things that like certain things like a storehouse, rather. Like, we're going to use it as a storehouse of intergalactic commerce, you could say. So yeah, it's going to be used by us. It's also going to be used as a space station where the Earth Alliance through Space Force are going to be engineering massive inner fleets, because as we go into the Star Trek civilization, a lot of the Earthlings are going to be able to be commanders, lieutenants, and captains of certain fleets, and spacecraft that we're going to be building, not only here on this planet, but on the moon and in other parts of our solar system, like other colonies that we retook from the Dark Fleet and the Interplanetary Covert Conglomerate, which were the negative secret space programs.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's exciting. Yes, colonies too.
Yeah, all those colonies are going to return to us, guys. There's over 100 colonies that were established by the members of these breakaway groups, and all of them are being recuperated through Space Force by the Earth Alliance. So pretty soon they're going to give those back to us.
Interesting. This is amazing. Well, I'm excited. The future looks bright, you guys.
Exactly.
So stay positive. Focus on loving yourself and evolving spirituality. And surround yourself with the right people too. That's so important.
Bingo. Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Also
For
be
sure.
mindful of what you eat. You know, make sure you're not taking any of those. Don't eat any fast food at this time. Fast food is not good food. You're eating
yeah. No, we see our President Trump. I know. We see him at Chick-fil-A. We know, but no, don't do it. That was funny. He bought everybody milkshakes and chicken and stuff, but just be careful. Use your discernment for sure. But yeah. Anyways, I did want to also ask, are you on Rumble as well as YouTube?
I am. And if you guys want to access my Rumble channel or my YouTube channel, all you got to do is go to my website and you can access my real channels, not the pirated ones, but my real channel. So
that's smart.
So I am on Rumble under the real Ismael Perez, and I am on YouTube. There you go. See, under the real Ismael Perez. Perfect. I love when you're able to share the screen. I'm trying to figure that one out for my live.
Oh really? Oh, I'll text you. It's so simple. But yeah, it's once you do it, it's like, oh wow, cool. It's fun. But yeah, that's amazing you did that. I like how you have your website's awesome. And yeah, there's so many wannabes out there, even still, that are pirating you still. So that's very smart. Guys, just go to his website and then subscribe to all of them.
Oh, and also be careful when it comes to those fake Ismael Perez's, because they're pretending to want to do readings and they're asking people for money. And I never do that. I never directly DM people and say, hey, I want to give you a reading. The only thing I teach is my course online, which is the Cosmic and Galactic History of the Multiverse, the different dimensions, all the advanced types of advanced space-age civilizations. But I don't do readings. I don't teach tarot. I don't teach astrology. If you guys want to learn about that, go to Kristen here, not me. So make sure you guys understand that I do not DM people and personally ask for readings or anything, or ask to give you a reading. That's not me.
No, yeah, those are always scammers. And just so you guys know, I would never do that either. Always, those scammers are out there. So please be careful. Use your discernment for sure. Yep. Awesome. All right, guys. So I think we're going to wrap it up. But thank you all for being here. Thank you so much, Ismael, for coming. It's always an honor. So thank you.
Thank you, Kristen. And thank you guys for being here as well. We'll see you guys soon on my channel.
Yes.
I'll be coming back in about a week or so.
Yeah, awesome. We'll be looking for it. Thank you. Bye.